Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
Welcome everybody to Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas is with the Bros, sorry. Peliculas with the Bros is a podcast where me and my brother Ivan, we talk about movies that we like, movies that we love, movies that we want to see. And currently we're doing a mini-series. We're ending a mini-series today, Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting someone in the grave. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways.
You're getting kind of old, Adrian.
We're ending a miniseries. We're finishing the Mel Brooks miniseries with the film
Dracula.
Dead and Loving It.
Yes.
A movie released in 1995. But before we continue on with that, and remind me, I'm going to say it right now. We have to take a picture after this ends. Sorry. Before we get to that, let me just say, if you're listening to us, thank you. If you're watching us, thank you. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on all podcast platforms. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. A bunch of podcast platforms. We're on there. Peliculas with the Bros. If you want to watch us, go to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Click that bell to get that notification when we come on every time we release a video. I hear people say that, so I just said that. And
what if that was it? What if that's like what was holding us back?
It could have been.
And I'm like, oh, we're in.
Yeah, we're in the Illuminati now.
We're Joe Rogan Part 2 or whatever.
We're the Mexican brothers of Joe Rogan. The satisfaction in Ivan's face was immense. Anyways, that is that. Now that we're done with the pleasantries, let's get into it, Ivan. Dracula, Dead and Loving It. What a movie.
Did you see when I blinked? I went like that to show my displeasure.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. It was a little more.
It was a little twitchy when you did it.
Yeah.
When it was real.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Ivan, it's 1995. Let's go back to the year 1995 and
Okay.
look at the top 10 films of 1995.
Toy Story 1. Was it?
At number 10, we have Jumanji, 262 million. This is pretty noticeable. Just in the years that we've been traversing, I've finally noticed like all these films are 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the year 1995, we're finally seeing a bunch of movies make over 200 million. Number 10, Jumanji. Number 9, Waterworld. Number 8, Casper.
It was 9, and I thought it didn't make money.
Waterworld?
Yeah, or was it just a lot of money, like the budget?
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Oh.
6, Batman Forever. 5, Pocahontas. 4, Goldeneye. 3, Apollo 13. Number 2 is the movie that Ivan just mentioned, Toy Story.
Wow.
And beating it out by $3 million. So
wow.
Who's counting really? But number 1, it's a sequel, and it stars Bruce Willis.
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Is that like 3?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I never watched one Die Hard movie.
That is accurate.
Actually, I might be lying. I think I fell asleep watching what is it?
Die Harder or something from like 2007.
Yeah, with that one guy from
Yeah.
the Apple commercials.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Stupid. Ivan, the premise of this movie.
Hmm.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the
Yeah.
last Mel Brooks movies ever?
Boy, am I ever.
Well, guess what, baby? Dracula comes to England. Woo! That's the premise.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
The cast of this film: Leslie Nielsen as Count Dracula,
A legend.
Mel Brooks as Professor Van Helsing.
Legend past his time.
What's Leslie then? Is he in his prime?
Well, now he's past his time.
In that time, was he past his time?
I actually don't know. Probably not. I think he was at his prime. I remember when whatever Naked Gun came out.
Okay, good save. Peter McNichol as Thomas Renfield.
Who?
Steven Weber as Jonathan Harker.
Who?
Emmy Yazbek as Mina Seward.
Who?
Lizette Anthony as Lucy Wenstra.
Who?
Western Ra. And don't disrespect this coming in because he's important to us. Harvey Korman as Dr. Seward.
The greatest.
Thank you. And Bancroft as Madame Ospenskaya.
Who?
Mel Brooks' wife.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ivan, we'll get into this movie and much more right after this quick commercial break. I think water's good when you can't taste it.
I know I like Fiji a lot. Like Fiji's like the best water I've ever tasted.
It is really good.
It's like smooth. And you could drink a whole bottle, and when you're done, like some waters when you're at the end, you're like there's a little bitterness like right here. Wow. And you're like, ugh. But Fiji, you could just drink a bottle. Like I could drink another. You don't feel that bitterness here. It's very minute.
It is.
But it's there.
That's so weird.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I felt that feeling too. I feel like when I drink it, it's just like a splash, like.
Yeah, it's good. It's
like you feel pure.
Yeah.
But is that just our brain working wonders?
I don't think so. Because I've had it with like every Fiji bottle I've ever drank, and it's not like food where you try it once and then like a month passes, like, oh, I remember how good that was.
I have an idea.
Okay.
The Fiji challenge.
Well, we like close eyes.
Yep.
I'd win. I'd know. I think I'd know.
I'm gonna get 3 different, and you're gonna drink them all, and you're like, nope, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next podcast. All right, Evan, let's talk about this movie.
Okay.
First time watching it?
Indeed.
Me too. Have you ever heard of this movie?
No.
I have never heard of it either. It's a weird thing that this movie in particular I've never heard of, because it looks like a movie similar to Robin Hood Men in Tights, where even if it were bad, I would still be able to hear it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like the topic, obviously it's like synonymous, Dracula, sure, we get it. But you would think something like this would be at least on reruns on like TBS or something that we would see before.
Let's figure it out. Why?
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
My stomach made a weird noise.
You hungry?
No, I'm actually pretty full.
You digesty?
Maybe.
Well, when I first looked at the poster, I was like, this looks very cheap. Like,
yeah.
It looks like worse than a scary movie poster.
Mm-hmm.
And those were intentionally made to look cheapish.
Yeah.
But this one looks like badly made or whatever.
Poster-wise.
Mm-hmm. And that's like first impression.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm thinking like a little bit of the marketing. If that was the poster they used, they're like, this doesn't look that good. It looks a little cheap. Because I think if I feel that, I think subconsciously other people, moviegoers, would be like, it looks a little cheap.
I wonder if there's like some kind of business, how should I say, like marketing strategy / marketing hacks. Not in the way of the positive side, but the negative side. So I'm thinking like, what if a studio executive saw this movie? They're like, okay, clearly this movie isn't going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spend a lot on marketing. So what do? Because if we spend a lot on marketing, we lose money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make it look bad. We have to not promote it.
Mm-hmm.
So spend as little as you can on marketing. Make it look ugly. Because also, the longer you keep it in the theaters, you might have to pay like rent, you know? I don't know
Yeah.
how that works either.
Yeah.
So like make it flop 100%.
Okay.
That way we lose as little money as possible. Do you think that's a valid strategy? Like, do you think that exists?
But I think it's definitely been done before. I don't know a movie
Uh-huh.
that's been done like that. But I watched the movie and it wasn't as bad as the poster.
No. Yeah.
So I don't
Correct.
think it was in this instant. In this instance,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But I think that's happened before.
Yeah, it just started when you said that. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's like a strategy that some like execs do. That way, to lose as least amount of money as possible, they try to bomb it. Not
Maybe-
like as a malpractice to screw Mel Brooks over,
Just because to save money.
to save as much money as
Yeah.
possible.
I think it might be a little Mel Brooks' fault too. Back to like he has too much power. He probably like, let's just put whatever poster.
Yeah,
He's having fun. And I think that's all it is now.
I feel like in this movie, it being his last movie, it was like, okay, I need to do one more movie for the studios before I retire. Like, it was in his contract. Like, you have 5 films. This is his 5th film.
I think he's just, this is like another movie. He saw a bomb and he's like, all right, I think I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think if it did well, he would have came back
I mean, yeah.
financially?
I mean, he was 70.
Yeah,
around?
68, I think.
That's like end of life for working.
Yeah.
And he was still going. Like, he was making movies all the way up to this.
Yeah. Wait, we have to rebut our idea of it's because he's getting old.
Okay.
Because Scorsese's the oldest. Isn't he like 80?
Yeah.
So
But-
it's more of his mentality versus his...
But Scorsese.
Scorsese.
I was going to be racist right now.
Don't dive in. Don't show that side of you.
I must do it. He's still consistently released movies that are like good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I don't think he would want to quit. Or what are you trying to say about
I'm trying to say that we've been saying that Mel Brooks is getting long in the tooth. He's getting old. You should hang it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I am of the assumption or the
I don't
theory.
think I've said that.
You said something like that. You said he's getting old. His style's getting old.
Okay. I have a rebuttal, but go on.
So I think obviously age is a factor. But the fact that we get old, it's more like how do you respond to that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe it's not so much that he's getting old, I think it's more so that he does not try to innovate himself. He's more okay. He's okay with being coasting
Mm-hmm.
versus a Scorsese type or a Scorsese type. That even though he's old right now, technically 80 years old or something, maybe 75, who knows, he pushes himself.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume. I think he's the type of guy that always wants to make the best that he can.
Wrong.
Wow. Amazing.
And that's the end of my point. I'm going to give a little metaphor, a little simile, perhaps.
Let me tie in. Let me get cozy.
I'm thinking like Scorsese is like a Michelangelo, where no matter what Michelangelo makes, it's gonna be a beautiful work of art, even if it's the same thing over and over again, right?
And let's be clear, we're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of
Michelangelo.
course we are.
All right.
I would change it to I was gonna say Leonardo, but it's another one. Doesn't matter. Like,
yes, I know. what you
high-end
mean.
artist.
Okay.
So no matter what he makes, it's gonna be amazing, even if it's like the same thing over and over again. And that's
Yes.
not saying like Scorsese's making the exact same thing over
Right.
and over again, but it's very similar high-end movies.
Yes.
It just, I feel like there's a big difference between that and trying to do that with comedy, because comedy ages with like
Yeah.
the social norms, society. Like it ages differently from,
Quicker.
yeah,
It ages quicker. It changes quicker.
yeah. But I'm trying to find like the reasoning, because I think comedy's closer to society. I guess so is all other forms of art.
I guess it's like what makes you cry today will make you cry tomorrow. What makes you laugh today won't make you laugh tomorrow.
Whoa.
J.Cole, who? Hey, give me a beat. Give me a beat.
But I want to know why.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because
I think it
we're
is-
like right there.
Well, I think your point is that
There's a difference between
it's true. Yes.
comedy.
Why? I don't know. It's probably more. I would say comedy is closely tied to culture versus a drama isn't tied.
But it's like only comedy.
because it's what makes people react. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that is weird.
But it's not. It is only comedy, but it's also not, because I'm getting tired of rap now because it all sounds the same. But it's all good music, right? Like I feel like Gunna is just a copy of Thug, but it's well made copy.
Mm-hmm.
But with comedy, you could just feel it so much more viscerally, where it's like, that's not funny, or that's old funny.
Yeah, your point is basically like if you get student A and student B, where student A always likes to draw a certain way. No, sorry. Student A is a film director. Student B is a film director. Student A always makes dramas. Student B always makes comedies.
Mm-hmm.
It's if the person who always makes dramas makes the same quality and doesn't change over 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you do that with student B, the likelihood is that student B is going to have worst overall films because they're dealing with the comedy subject.
Yeah. But why?
Yeah, but why? Why is comedy so quick to change? I think it's because, like, yeah. So comedy, what makes something funny is, like, part of comedy is that you're laughing at things that you shouldn't be laughing at,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that means, like, things such as, like, racism, things such as, like, cultural norms at that
Mhm.
time. And since cultural norms change
Mm-hmm.
quickly, it seems like, then the thing that makes you laugh needs to change too. Because if the idea is that comedy should be things that you shouldn't laugh at,
Like shine a light on.
yeah, shine a light on things that you shouldn't laugh at, then that obviously has to change quickly because the times are changing quickly. Whereas in a drama or any other medium that pertains to non-comedy, I guess you can make something entertaining without.
I think we're close. Because I think like drama is more about like human experiences, and that could be at any time.
Relatable.
Yeah. Like you could have a love story in the 1800s or a love story in 2200s, but not a comedy exactly, because a comedy is like you could have one in 1800s, 2200s, but the comedy would have to be 2021 based. So it's kind of, and it wouldn't be that way for drama or anything else.
Right.
So drama is more an experience and comedy is more like societal values, or like there's a word or
Yeah.
something that I'm trying to find in there.
And to add upon that, you're making the lifespan of your comedy shorter when it's a parody. Because a parody
Mm-hmm.
is dealing with something that is making fun of another subject.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to you're cementing something in time by saying like it's talking about this specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know about that, you'll miss out on parts. Like this movie is called Dracula, Dead and Loving It. It's a parody on Dracula movies.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of scenes where they parody Bram Stoker's Dracula, the movie made by Francis Ford Coppola. You've never seen it, right? I've never seen it either. But there's a bunch of like one-liners that they say in this movie that I'm sure we missed
Yeah.
because we didn't watch that movie.
Maybe that's why Blazing Saddles is so good, because we're not even over it, like the racism.
Yes.
It's still something we need to shine a light on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's still there.
Whoa.
It's still
that-
something we know.
So once we beat racism, then Blazing Saddles will be a bad movie. Therefore, we have to keep racism alive.
That's a good take, but let me reel it back.
Okay.
I wonder if like it'll never happen. Racism will always happen.
I'll stop it one day.
I would assume. But let's just make believe that yes, let's say racism is not a thing anymore. In 100 years,
Mm-hmm.
when they show this Blazing Saddles movie, will they laugh at it because it's like you're not supposed to do that?
I think they'll laugh because they'll be like, who even acts like this? Like, this isn't realistic.
Right.
Like, nobody was like this. Like, maybe they had, like, history lessons, but
Right.
I think,
Well, yeah.
because even today, or not today, but, like, a few years ago, I kind of thought racism was pretty close to being ending. Not a few years ago. It was, like, 5. Whatever. It wasn't recent.
It was yesterday, actually. Then I saw a video online, and that changed my whole world.
So I would assume, like, in 100 years, people will think, like, oh, we've been over racism for a while. But they will probably have their own type of android racism or whatever.
Right.
Interesting.
It's a interesting subject. This movie, though, so going into it, I was expecting something bad,
Yeah.
and I think I got something bad.
Yeah.
Like it's like when you're going on a date and you're like you have a bad feeling, and then she ends up like throwing a drink on you and tries to like kiss you, and you're like, you just threw a drink on me. And you're like, I guess I'm already here, might as well kiss her. That's this movie.
Is this of a person I know?
I guess it's like the reason. What I'm trying to say is that we had to watch this movie.
Yeah. This one, I was a little tired. I was a lot tired.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty over it by Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I get your shtick. Get away your,
Isn't shtick Jewish?
I get your spiel.
Uh-huh.
I was tired of this schmear.
Campaign.
Is this racist?
Yeah, I think so.
I was done by that point.
Yeah.
Spaceballs. So I was like, everything else was like, all right, the rest is purely for education.
It does suck, like, because I think we made a great decision by doing his movies.
There's just a lot.
It's just a lot. And another thing that sucks is that people just get worse sometimes.
Yeah. Not Kanye or Drake, but, you know.
Yeah. And not J.Cole either. We'll talk about
Cut
that
the
later.
cameras.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see that I really was excited for his first films and then I wasn't for his last films.
Yep.
But it's like, this is the road we chose. We could be a podcast where we're like, let's just do all the good movies or all the movies that we want to talk about.
Yeah. We did.
they don't know about that. This is an episode
We
500,
did,
okay?
Adrian. We did it for a year.
You see like a chain on your leg. Like, you're not held hostage, okay? All right. Anyways, this is another Dracula movie, Evan.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like
in
we've
general?
seen so many Dracula movies in our lives, like so many Frankenstein movies in our lives.
The classic horror monster, right? Monster horrors.
Yeah. I think this is what like our grandkids are gonna say once like Marvel's, if Marvel's still going. They're like, Captain America again, X-Men again.
I was gonna say like they should do a modern versions, but like they did one with Beauty and the Beast with Vanessa Hudgens, and it wasn't even a beast, but it was like some deformed looking guy.
Yeah.
But he was still really handsome. He just had like no hair and like a scar. So
It was a parody?
that was like serious.
They made Beauty and the Beast.
No, I'm like
Dracula.
No, Beauty and the Beast. But it wasn't called Beauty and the Beast. It was because like Beauty and the Beast is like
Trademark.
open. Yeah, and anyone can do it. So it was like, I don't know, the Beast and Beauty.
They always do that. They have like Aladdin coming to theaters next year. Like Disney's making an Aladdin?
Yeah.
No, it's made by like some
Yeah.
Russian company out there in Russia.
I mean, the Jungle Book one. I didn't watch either of them because I was like over it from not, like too many trailers of both of them.
Wait, you didn't see the first Jungle Book?
I didn't see.
I mean, you didn't see
haven't
the
actually
Disney one?
seen any Jungle Book.
There's the Jungle Book with the 1990-ish movie.
The animated one.
It's not animated. 1990 something.
Oh.
That was 1960 something.
Oh.
But it's a live action. It's with our guy that was in our last movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights, the main actor.
Carrie Underwood.
Something like that. And that's a good movie. I used to watch that growing up as a kid.
I don't even know.
We had it on VHS.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just done with like these kind of movies. Dracula,
This is gold, man.
Frankenstein.
I don't know. I just think there's always something that can be done. I want our MonsterVerse to be made. Our 3-phase MonsterVerse.
Should we get into it?
They're not ready.
We talked about that one time when we're like, we want a Dracula and Van Helsing remake. And we said like, we want, it's like a courtroom. Remember that?
Man,
We on the podcast we're like, we want a courtroom drama, Van Helsing versus Dracula,
I don't remember.
and we want Javier Bardem as Dracula or something.
I don't remember this.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
because I think it's after we did like Van Helsing once. Remember? You picked Van Helsing.
Oh, then this was a while
You good for
ago.
nothing, low dirtbag. You picked
Hey.
Van Helsing,
Chill.
and I was like, dang it, we have to watch Van Helsing. And then I was like, I'm tired of these movies. Let's do a remake. You're like, okay, what's it gonna be like? It's what we used to do. Pitch your movie.
Oh. Like when I always chose Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember it, but
And then we wanted it written by Sorky.
Ari Sorky?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
You're like, you brought me all the way back. We'll get into more about this movie after this short break. All right. Have you ever noticed
I haven't.
that, at least I think I've noticed this, maybe it's just in the back of my head, that I feel like there's always a character in Mel Brooks's films that should be Gene Wilder. Like, should
He
be
has
played by
has a
Gene Wilder.
Chip on his shoulder, you think?
Yeah, like, he has, like, the character's usually a little zany, a little wackadoo,
I think it's just that they worked so well together.
that I want him back.
Like they were like De Niro and Scorsese, you know? But it never happened. Right?
Yeah. That's the thing, man. When you find a good team member, when you find that person or that crew,
Mm-hmm.
you got to stick with them.
Indeed.
especially if you're not like a genius,
Mm-hmm.
like Nolan or Tarantino. Okay, maybe you don't need your crew all the time, but if you're someone like Mel Brooks, who's another like director who's just not like they're not like the most creative, but they have a good idea of what it takes.
Hmm?
Someone like
I don't even know what you mean, really. So I don't.
like Mel Brooks
Uh-huh.
by himself, I feel like he's not that good of a
Mm-hmm.
artistic vision guy. But I feel like Mel Brooks plus someone is good. Whereas Tarantino, he can be good with anyone.
What's his face? Tim Burton?
Yes. Thank you.
Got you.
Like, Tim Burton is a perfect example because he can lay the framework,
Mm-hmm.
but he needs some
He
extraordinary.
needs his Johnny Depp over here. He needs his Helena Boncarton or whatever.
Bonham.
Oh,
Bonham Carter.
okay.
That's his wife.
Oh, sorry.
Respect my man. Yes.
Yep.
But when you find that person, stick with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take them for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't really, like, now that we're just talking about Mel, I don't really agree with Mel being the star of all his movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's like another thing. Too big for his britches, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's done. There's no more like fixing him. Like I've already analyzed all of his issues. It's too late.
You could just write an essay to him. Mel, this is what you need to do.
Yeah, it's too late. I mean, he's just like one movie left. Like he could write something. His
You don't
final-
want him to write anything right now. He just needs to be like a guest star.
what, like Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Wheel him in. Mel Brooks.
I'm sure he can walk.
Wheel him out.
Let's talk about our boy Leslie Nielsen.
Okay.
At the time of this film, when it was released, he was 68. I think making him like the oldest lead actor in a movie or something like that. I forgot. That's probably not true, but whatever.
Sounds true.
But what's crazy, and I didn't know looking into his career, he was like, at this time, obviously he was old, but he had like a long ass career of just making movies and shows. What?
Like little blips or what?
Blips, some big ones, but more just like a supporting cast member.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until Airplane where he finally like people like, oh, this guy's a lead actor and he made a good movie.
Shows how long you might need to get there. But that's scary. Imagine like someone telling you you'll get big at 70.
You're like, I see big potential for you. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I think you just need to put in 40 years of good hard work and then
I think I would probably
you'll
give
get
up.
your recognition.
Yeah, I would probably give up. But probably it's
No.
probably a passion for him.
Exactly. If something's a passion, it's like, okay, I like acting. It's an easy job. I get to meet new people. All these little different things you could say about any kind of
Right.
job. You don't have, it's like, okay, I don't need to get big. But if your goal is like, I need to be huge.
Yeah.
But then I think like, if you want to be that guy, you're sort of weird in the first place.
Yeah. But I mean, I think every person wants like that little bit of like, I hope I get recognized for
Yeah.
this. And recognize mean like fame in
Yeah.
some way. But I think if you're going at it like I'm doing this to be famous, then obviously wrong.
That it's interesting that we're talking about this because Chappelle was on Rogan's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about fame versus celebrity
Mm-hmm.
and like the difference. But something he said, which I don't think they really like defined it definitely, but they're like, when we were growing up, we all wanted to be famous, but we didn't really understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Like we wanted it because we didn't want to be poor.
Mm-hmm.
But once we got it, we're like, it's not all it's made up to be.
It's recognition, right? Just like another word,
Yeah.
like approval. It's in that realm, but you don't need that with fame, or You don't need fame to get that.
Correct. You don't need fame to get approval.
Yeah.
Because approval can be from anyone.
Yeah.
But what you want is approval from everyone. That's famous.
Mm-hmm.
Why would someone want that?
I think that's like a mental health issue.
Right.
Like literally a mental illness. Like
Right.
needing approval from everyone. Like in like a workplace, like as an example, needing approval from everyone is not right. Right?
Uh-huh.
Like you should be able to say what you want and not fear about of saying the wrong thing.
Correct.
So I think if you just expand that to needing approval from the world, that's like fame or wanting fame.
Right.
And it's like the same thing, just bigger scaled. Both mental illness. Illness is kind of strong, but like,
It is like a mental hiccup.
yeah, it's not healthy. It's not a healthy mentality to have.
And it's also like you think you need, like, for us, let me actually attribute it to us.
Oh,
I shouldn't say
I want it all.
I want it all, baby. Ka-ching! No, I want this podcast to be popping, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because I want to be able to live off this.
Make money.
Hey, ladies, I'm making money over here. But if you look at it that way, you're like, okay, how can I do that? The goal is like your immediate thought might be like, I need to get famous.
Because that's where you get the money, or you
Yeah.
can be living off this, and then you can do this forever, and
Uh-huh.
something you like.
Uh-huh.
It's like the same process, but you're going different direction. Like, I need to do this because it's something that I like, and if I like it enough, like I'll make money off of it, and then eventually I'll be famous. But like going backwards, doing this because I'll be famous, I get money, I like it, doing this, right?
Yeah. But like the goal shouldn't be like, I guess like if you really think about it, your process should be, I should want to make money.
Okay.
Not I should want to be famous.
Yeah.
Because if you're in it for the fame, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But if you're in it for the money, there could be something wrong with you, but it's more so like you want to be
It's
sustainable.
less bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just having the right mentality, but it's also hard to keep that mentality. Like
Yes.
doing however many episodes and saying like, I'm doing this for money
Yep.
when you're not making money. Like, hard to keep that same mentality from the start.
Yep.
But it's just tough, no matter what, whoever.
And I imagine once you're in that cycle of like, let's say you're Chappelle and you're trying to get famous because that's how you're gonna get rich, you sort of get lost and you lose like why you're doing it.
Right.
So you're like, I need a show. I need to get on a show. And then like you sit back and you're like, wait, why do I need to do that again? Some people don't do that. They don't sit back and say, why am I doing this? They just keep going and going and going, and they're like,
You need to have like a check-in moment every
Yeah.
once in a while.
yes.
To like regroup.
Yep.
Understand why you're doing anything.
Yep.
And you can apply it to anything ever.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ivan.
Yep.
But yeah, Leslie Nielsen, our guy, he made it big when he was in his 60s, basically.
Tough.
He was a ravishing young man when he was young. Because you can't imagine Leslie when he's young, can you?
No.
Because he has gray hair, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's,
He was born like that.
yeah, obviously. I just want to give a shout out to Mel Brooks for always finding himself to put himself in the movie.
I guess it's impressive.
And Harvey Korman, he's in this movie. He plays a doctor. He has a slight role. He doesn't do much. Notice that we're not talking much about the movie because the movie's not that good. There's not much we can really talk about,
There's, like,
right?
Funny moments, but the most basic plot. But that's how it's been for all of his movies.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even know what Dracula wanted.
To marry that girl.
Did he?
I think he just wanted to have that girl, like, to love forever.
But before that, like, what was his goal? Like when he went to England?
I don't know. I know he bought land.
Yeah,
And then he went over there. Maybe he's like, I'm here. Oh, she's hot.
exactly.
And then that's where it goes.
That's sort of where I got lost. But anyways, Harvey Korman. Shout out to Harvey Korman. I think this is his last role in a movie, starring. I noticed something in this movie though. I was watching a scene again for this movie where Harvey Korman was in it, and he started talking. I was like, that voice sounds oddly familiar. And I realized two things linked up in my brain, and they said blockchain. He's the Dick the Bird from Flintstones.
I would never have got that.
I watched that movie about a month ago, again, sadly. And then I grew up with it too, but then I heard him talking. I was like, he sounds like the Dick the Bird. And I looked it up, Harvey Korman, Flintstones.
Dick the Bird.
Yep, he was the Dick the Bird.
I get that a lot more now. Like links between movies. Like disgustingly amount now. And shows too.
Yeah.
If any actor is like in Mad Men and like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know what episode you were in. Because I've seen them so many times and like they all have like that distinct face or whatever. And then
Yeah.
I see them there. And
it's funny because like for Mad Men especially, if they're in anything but Mad Men, you're like, get out of this. You don't fit this role.
yeah.
You know who you really are,
Yeah.
Peggy.
Yeah. And because they like had a lot of clients in Mad Men, so they always have like one-off characters,
Yeah.
but they're all like good actors still,
Yeah.
and obviously they have to act somewhere else.
Yep.
So I always see like, that's the Hershey client. He's
Yep.
the homeless man.
Or that's Don's ex-lover.
Yeah,
Oh no, she's in like all
I
the
saw like, who did I see? I saw Bobby Barrett, and she's Commissioner Gordon's wife in Dark Knight.
Bobby.
Yeah, that comedian in Mad Men,
Uh-huh.
and he has a wife, and
Oh, yeah.
that's where Betty finds out
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah,
The wife of the comedian,
yeah.
his manager is Commissioner Gordon's wife.
In.
The Dark Knight.
Wow.
I didn't realize until
Wow.
Dark Knight. I was like, "You're her. You're from Mad Men."
Oh man, I hate that. And I love that.
It takes you out a bit, but it's always fun.
Yeah. It's sort of weird. Ivan, should we get into the categories?
Indeed.
Let's do it. But first,
Indeed.
quick
Commercial.
break. Ivan, it's time for the categories for Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Oh. Okay.
You have to go all in. You didn't want to go all in.
I didn't have anything to say. Like, I blinked.
You have to go, oh.
I couldn't hit that.
You can do that?
Oh.
You're not trying.
I couldn't do it.
On command.
No. Like, it would be a 50-50 shot if I actually
And
hit it.
crack and all that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty.
Ivan, the Moment Award. This award goes to the best moment, best scene of the film. Ivan, do you have one?
I like when they first met Dracula and Van Helsing, and they're like talking in their language,
I got that too.
and they had to get the last word in.
Yeah, Dracula and Van Helsing secretly insulting each other in their old language. I put
Yeah.
it's funny. Like he would look.
Babushka. Hasama. Yeah, I'm too big for this. Babushka.
Very good. I don't know why you use.
It's the most Russian word sounding thing that I could think of.
Yeah, it's a good try. It's a good try. I liked the part where Harker, the boyfriend of Mina,
Mm-hmm.
Harker tries to put Lucy out of her misery, who just turned into a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to stab her in the heart with a stake. And Van Helsing's like, "Stab her in the heart," and he goes in the back and he stabs her. It's just a great gag
Just classic.
and good blood.
Yeah.
It was red, dark
Yeah,
red.
It looked like blood.
That's what you got to do. No more of this bright red blood. Doesn't
exactly.
exist.
Exactly.
We're a stickler for little things.
Yep.
Next award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. This award goes to the actor director who, at this point of the career, has reached the pinnacle of their career. Mel Brooks. No.
No.
There's no one in this movie that's reached the pinnacle of their career unless you're a very, very supported actor that is your only role. Imagine that was also a thing I was thinking about. Like, there's a bunch of yes. So there's a scene where Van Helsing's like dissecting a body, and there's like 8 actors around them, right? 8 students,
Yeah.
and they're imagine all of them be like, guys, I'm gonna be in the Dracula Dead or Loving It movie with Mel Brooks, my first role. They're in it, and they're never in a movie ever again.
Yeah. It's tough. Like, how to keep your humility and pride and like every word, honesty. I don't know, but keep that and then still want to work again, or realize like I have to do this if I want to do this eventually. And like you got to take your hits sometimes, and that includes being the standing student doing nothing. And that might mean this is your last role.
But there's only certain careers that do that to you, like entertainment careers.
Oh, yeah.
Like in entertainment, basketball, any kind of sports, sort of like that. Like,
Yeah.
you get one chance, maybe in 1 year, and you're done. You can't see that in like service jobs, like where you're not a plumber. Like, oh, that was my chance to unclog that toilet.
That was the last toilet I've ever clogged.
Unclogged.
Oh, clogged. Yeah, it's just
It's brutal.
because entertainment is so like you need that image, and if
You
you're
need to stand out.
yeah,
You need to entertain.
and if you're decrepit or if you're getting uglier, then you're gonna lose it. Like maybe less for comedians because it's like they can use like their look as a gag, but like actors, that's like half their job to look exactly what a role needs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even worse for like women actors, where like
Right.
from 20 or 18 to 30, that's as long as they can work. After that, they're like witches.
Jesus.
No, like they're
I-
cast as
Ivan!
witches. They're cast as witches.
You just said everyone older than 30 is a witch to you.
They're cast as witches is what I meant. Or like
Yes. I know.
motherly figures.
Yes. Good save. Good save.
It's not the same. It's what I meant.
MVP. This award goes to the actor who won the movie. Who's the best actress in the movie?
I mean, I guess Leslie. Maybe that his sidekick.
I say sidekick, Peter McNichol.
I just hate his face. Like I know I've seen his face before in other movies. I don't know which, but
He's in like every movie that you need like a squirmy, conniving little
I hate-
bastard. He's
I
that
guess
guy.
the fact that I hate him shows how good he is.
Oh yeah, baby. He was in okay, I got it. I think he was in Addams Family as one of the camp counselors.
Oh,
Like, all right, Sunday, gotta be good today. Do good.
Okay.
I wonder what my face is like. You know how like we make fun of like conniving actors? Like, do I have one of those faces where it's like
conniving?
oh, here's the weasel Adrian.
I don't think so. I think
It's your facial structure that makes it, right?
yeah, but I also think it's like part of it, like personality. Like you're not a conniving person,
Gotcha.
so you wouldn't have those conniving like snarls or whatever.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come up naturally. But I think if you have that personality, it's gonna come up. You look like what you are. I think.
An
Not
idiot.
just not like you look like what you are, and you are an idiot.
An idiot.
But just like in general, you look like what you are.
I feel like that's an insult just waiting to happen.
I mean, it could be an insult. Like you could say that's so ugly, and then if they take it as an insult, it's kind of their fault.
That's true. I'll give that to you. Scene stealer. This award goes to the actor or actress who stole the movies with 10 minutes or less of acting time. Ivan, do you have one?
The little bat version of Leslie Nielsen.
No, it does not count. It's not an actor.
The dead vampiress.
No, she sucked.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm gonna give it to Anne Bancroft, who played Madame Uspinkasaya or whatever. She's the little gypsy lady that was warning. Yeah,
or something.
trouble. It was really dumb, but
Yeah,
at least we got Mel Brooks' wife in the film before parting ways. You know,
I guess.
so demoralizing.
Yeah.
Ivan, let's rank this movie. What do you give it? Dang, that's the lowest score you ever given anything.
I don't know if it's just because I was tired at this point. Give it 6 point. 6.8.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is. It's a pretty high score. But
Not
we might say.
particularly.
So you have, I give this movie a 5.
How could you?
I'm not holding back. If you watched Life Stinks, you would have, I don't know, whatever. You have Silent Film at 6.5.
Yeah. I mean, I was just annoyed more by that movie.
History 6.8. History of the World 6.8 part 1.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have Dracula 6.8.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. 12 Chair 7, Spaceball 7.2, High Anxiety 7.5, Robin Hood 7.7, Young Frankie 7.8, The Producer 7.8, Blazing Saddles 9.
Perfect.
You're crazy.
Perfect.
Dracula 5, Life Stinks 6, History of the World 6.5, 12 Chairs 6.8, Silent Movie 7, Spaceball 7, Robin Hood 7.6, High Anxiety 8, The Producers 8.2, Young Frankenstein 8.6, Blazing Saddles 8.6.
It's crazy how Producers was gonna stayed at the top, like throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a little more like middle range by the end, but it's the second favorite movie for me.
Yeah, my third.
Interesting.
It was just such, I think if we watched The Producers now, or if it was made as his last film, we probably wouldn't have given it a high score.
Possible.
It would have got a lower score.
Possible.
I think we have some exhaustion.
But it was good. Like
It was good.
It had a musical in it, but it was meant to have a musical in it.
I know.
So, and they had the Hitler dude. He was amazing. Like I think that was
yeah, baby.
the funniest Hitler portrayal I've ever seen.
Yeah, most unique one, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Mel Brooks. What's your summary? Let go of the exhaustion. We need 10 minutes of meditation for this one.
Obviously a legend. He put his mark on the film industry in his own way. Kind of petered out by the end.
As we all do.
But he's good. He's a good guy.
You sound like Trump.
He's a good guy.
He's good. He's a good guy. I think Mel Brooks is probably like your favorite uncle.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's also like the annoying uncle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you, Mel Brooks, for your time of service. We salute you. We give you the 10-finger salute.
It's like the baby.
What, he does that?
That's on his cover.
But does he always do that?
Yeah, kind of.
That's dumb.
That's the baby.
Oh. Pow. Got the quickest hands in the West. Shout out to Gene Wilder, too. He really helped Mel Brooks.
Yep. I think without him, I don't think Mel Brooks would have been, like, had that.
Top tier.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles and Frankenstein,
I agree.
that really, really helped him up.
Wow. Producers too.
True.
All right. So let's take a quick break and we'll get back into the final part of this podcast. We'll be right back. Okay, before we do things and such, let's get one thing straight. We just finished the miniseries on Mel Brooks, but now it's time, Ivan. Hold. Now it's time, Ivan, to pick our next director.
All right.
And we're gonna pick a director based on committee.
Ooh.
Committee of
How
two.
controversial.
Oh yeah, we get controversial on this podcast. So I think I told you last week that I wanted to pick a director who had hits, baby.
Yeah.
Who had nothing but hits. Well, I shouldn't say that. Who had more hits than misses, I should say. And I also wanted someone who didn't have too many films. I didn't want to go through more than 10. Because this one was about 10, right?
It was a doozy.
It's doozy. But we've done 10 before. We've done Sam Raimi and we've done Kubrick. And
Doozies.
but I've narrowed it down. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
I'm just going to list out the directors.
Okay.
And then we can go through quickly each one. We'll see where it goes. Brad Bird. Adam McKay.
Ooh.
Wes Anderson.
Ooh.
Ben Stiller.
Wow.
Edgar Wright.
Okay.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Who's the...
Studio Ghibli.
Ooh.
Baz Luhrmann. He made Great Gatsby and Moulin Rouge and movies like that. And David Lowery, who made A Ghost Story, but he's releasing The Green Knight with Dev Patel.
Okay.
Ivan. Brad Bird. So the reason I put him was because he sort of fit the bill of like not too many movies, a lot of hits. Yeah. And then Adam McKay also fits the bill. He has a little bit more movies. I think he has like 2 more movies, but a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Anderson, all hits, critically.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller, something a little more different, but has hits, has misses.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, basically all good films.
Mm-hmm.
Hayao Miyazaki, all good films.
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann, very short, like 6 films, but they're all really unique aesthetic-wise.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you see, I don't know if you know of his other films, but if I show you all the films, you're like, oh, wow, he did make all those movies. And David Lowery, not too many films, and he has a movie coming out, so we can piggyback off that.
I'd be good with any besides Ben Stiller.
Cool. He's out the list.
Nice.
Now, let's narrow it down. Let's take out David Lowery.
How dare you?
Maybe we'll do him if Green Knight is good.
Okay.
Baz Luhrmann, let's take him out too. Let's get knee deep here. Brad Bird, Adam McKay. Let's make a little bracket in our imaginary bracket.
Okay.
Let's make Brad Bird go against Adam McKay. Pick one.
It's because I know. The thing is, we just did comedy, right?
Yeah.
And then Adam McKay is like, I
Comedy.
feel like the next comedy.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see like that evolution of that last comedy director to the next comedy director.
Very true. Very true. There's some what is it?
Continuance.
Continuity in that sense.
You got it.
I use words, man. I use words for a living. Let's take out Wes Anderson.
Good. Honestly, I might have been like sick if I watched too many of his movies.
Yeah.
He's a little too makes me uneasy.
What
at
is
times.
it?
It's like unnatural his camera positions.
Yeah.
Like literally cuz like he wants everything perfect.
Yeah.
And that's
Symmetrical.
cool. Yeah. It's cool to a degree, but it's uneasy cuz
We're gonna have to do it one day, Evan.
I'm okay with that. Just
Take it easy.
roll slow down.
Okay, let's take out Miyazaki too.
Okay.
Edgar Wright,
He has a few movies.
and he's comedy.
His Scott Pilgrim and Deadpool is what I know. Does he have Baby Driver?
He also has Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Kind of don't want to watch those.
Have you seen those?
I watched Shaun of the Dead and I don't like it.
Oh God, you have issues.
I mean, I think it's because I got it overhyped. Because like people talk about that movie as like the best comedy movies, sort of deal.
Right.
And I watched it and I was like,
Right.
it's good, but come on, that's a lot of nostalgia talking here.
Okay, Edgar Wright out. Brad Bird versus Adam McKay. We got two heavy hitters. McKay, we get the continuity. We get good movies. Brad Bird, we get a short blast of great movies. Like a barrage of yeah.
What does Brad Bird have?
Iron Giant, The Incredibles movies, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Tomorrowland,
Weird. Doesn't he have another one?
Ratatouille.
No, he doesn't.
Yep.
I feel like a coin flip is in order.
I got just a coin. Please hold.
Heads for Brad, tails for Adam. What in God's green earth?
This coin, Ivan, belonged to our father. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dad. Flip this bad boy. Heads what?
Heads Brad,
Uh-huh.
tails the other.
Madam
schmuck.
McKay.
Ready?
Wait. Catch and
Yeah.
go. Who do you think you are? Two-Face?
Ready? What if I look and I don't tell you?
Do it.
What do you think it is?
I forgot what we
I'm
even
just trying
said.
to add some like spice to this, but I don't think there's a way to do it.
It's 50-50. I think it's heads.
Let's flip again to see what you think it would be. It's tails.
So who is it?
Adam.
Adam McKay, baby. You're up on Peliculas with the Bros. Are you ready for Anchorman? Anchorman 2.
I didn't know about that. He's probably sweating right now. Like watching this, like, oh my god.
He's like, oh, thank God.
He's doing our movies. My movies.
Adam McKay, Evan. You excited?
Yeah, feels like this was the evolution. Like, we're like comedy pros now. What's another like comedy director legend? It's hard to call Adam a legend, but I think
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's hard to say. There's no one on the level. I think McKay's like on a different level, honestly.
Because he does like serious too, and they're like legitimately good movies.
Yeah. I think if you're looking at someone like Mel Brooks, you would find more people, but I don't even know who would that be.
What are other comedy directors at all?
I feel like whoever makes like, actually I spit something. Knocked Up.
Oh, I know.
Damn it, Ivan.
Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow.
Yes.
And that's like a different type of comedy. That's like a real life,
Yeah.
like situational life comedy,
yeah.
which I love too.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow or Adam McKay? Another coin flip?
No.
Okay.
I think Adam's better just because I think Judd's kind of stuck in comedies.
Yeah.
Adam evolved. He evolved, which is what I've been asking.
We'll get into it as we do his film series.
Okay.
I'm glad we picked our next director. Adam McKay, if you're watching, salute to you. We're about to do you, man. Watch out.
Hard.
Ivan, it's time for a section we like to call
Things and such.
Where do you want to start off?
Nowhere.
Music or movies?
I mean, go.
Stranger Things is gonna come out soon. You watch all of them?
I watched none of them.
You never watched Stranger?
I watched like one season, I think.
Oh wow.
I don't.
The first season is the best season, so
I don't care. It's not. It doesn't hit my nostalgia heart. It hits your nostalgia heart.
no, it doesn't.
Okay,
I
then
wasn't raised in the 80s.
you look like it, but it's not anything I care about.
I think it's the best done show on Netflix consistently.
Probably.
Mindhunter would be number 2, but there's only 2 seasons.
Yeah. Mindhunter. R.I.P.
The only thing look, they make this so hard. Actually, it is pretty hard. They just need a good premise,
Mm-hmm.
good money behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and slightly good actors.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one show, The Queen's Gambit, everyone's like, that's a great
I
show.
watched that.
It was a okay show.
It looked really good. It was interesting to see her win, but like, they all acted weird. Like, at the end when all her past boyfriends teamed up to help her win, I was like, that would never ever happen ever. Like, it was cool, but like, it's not realistic.
It's just, I think people. What am I saying? Whatever. Queen's Gambit, it was a good show. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, put some money behind it and make shows like this, Netflix. Stop. But for them, it's like, it's easier. It's better for them to produce more quantity over quality.
Yeah,
That's what it is, right?
but when is it gonna buy them? Like, it's gonna buy them eventually when people are like, hold on, Netflix sucks.
The thing I've been saying for the past 3 years.
But we need the knuckleheads to realize it. Which
Middle
is like,
America.
yeah.
All those white people
We
in
need
Kentucky.
the whites to realize it.
Oh, man. It's honestly not the people in the Middle America. It's everywhere around. Like,
It's the mainstream. That is what matters. And a lot of people are in the mainstream.
we're doing that thing we were talking about last week where we put our nose up high when we talk about quality over
Quality over quantity. What?
Sorry. Don't look at me, man. Stranger Things, Simon. It's coming out. I don't know if you care. Superman. They're trying to get a black director. They said, we need a black director.
I don't care. Let them do what they want to my Superman.
Jesus. It's just so weird when they say, like, we need a black director.
Yeah, like, either it's gonna be, like, I hope it's good, but like, I'm scared they're gonna have like a scene where Clark is gonna be pulled over, like, by a police officer, and then like
They
his
shoot
dad's
him,
gonna,
and he's like, that's
no,
all you
even
got.
worse, his dad's gonna be like grabbing his arm, he's like, don't do it, and then he takes the ticket or like gets arrested, and that's like the big, amazing twisting point
But,
that changes.
to be
his
honest,
character.
if they play that right, it could work. They
But
just
it's so obvious that like you can't do that, and that's what it feels like it's gonna end up being.
yeah.
Because like he's black, they're gonna have to.
Well, there's more things now. There's more things they can talk about that they never talked about with Superman.
Yeah. But now the fact that he is black is that, like, first of all, I don't care. Before I get
say that before I get canceled for this.
But now that he's black, they're gonna have to use that as a character point, and that means they're gonna have to include racism in some way. And I just hope they don't do that obvious black guy getting pulled over and he has to control himself, because that's like way too obvious.
Uh huh.
But what else can they do? It's like it feels like they're digging themselves a hole, and they're trying to look super politically correct, but in the end they're just gonna look like they're pandering to
Yeah.
the black community, and it's just not gonna help anyone in the end, because the racist white people are gonna get mad because they have black Superman. The black people are gonna get mad because they have like a fake, like PC superhero now.
Well, the writer is black.
Yeah, so
Ta-Nehisi quotes.
it could end up working.
But this
I don't envy his job.
this guy is he's come through a lot of scrutiny recently because you know how there's like right wing people, like ultra right. He's like ultra left wing.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Well, that's what I hear that he is. I need to do more investigation into if that's true or not. And he also put, I don't want to talk about that, but whatever. The truth is that they're, I would say he's,
And then like he's like politically wild. Like I can't think of the word.
yeah, it's just like,
Controversial.
yeah. But I get that he's like that because I'm assuming he's like, well, if they're going to be that, I'm going to be that too.
Isn't that like what the supervillain says?
The point is, as long as they don't do what Ivan says, which is pander,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as they don't make it a Captain Obvious movie,
Yeah.
then do whatever you want to my Superman, to quote the great Evan Afrasio.
My Superman.
Did you see Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer?
I'm excited for that. It looks so good. Like how they move. Like Carnage, it's like, you know?
I'm reserving my excitement.
You're one of those. You're who I am with everything else.
I know this is the first time I heard you say like you're excited, but I'm excited too for it to be good. But I don't. I feel like I'm like talking myself into different directions at the same time right now.
I do that all the time.
I'm about to say that I don't trust Andy Serkis,
You sound like me.
but then I'm telling myself there's so much money on the line right now, and they're trying to make a Spider-Man universe
Mm-hmm.
that they can't mess this up, and it's gonna be good.
Yep.
And you got the great what's his name?
Tom?
What?
Tom Hardy?
Oh yeah,
Woody
the great
Harrelson?
Tom Hardy. We stand Tom Hardy, but what's the other guy?
Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson.
He's good at playing gross characters like that.
Yeah,
It's going to be good.
this get gross.
It's going to be Carnage.
Is it rated R?
I don't think they've said. Better be.
If it isn't, that's the first sign.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
What else? Yeah, what else? Okay. Before we get to the big beefy one, Isaiah Rashad, he's back.
All right.
Were you ever into this dude?
Never struck a chord with me.
His first album was on repeat for me when it first came out, 2014.
Yeah.
Great album. He does have like a lyrical dexterity and flow that's like
Unique?
it's like southern. He's like the easy way to simplify is like the southern Kendrick Lamar, right?
Okay, yeah.
But what am I gonna say? But he was gone after like making his second album.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back. I'm not that excited because I'm not that big of a hip hop fan anymore like I used to be.
Oh.
His new song was okay.
I haven't listened to it.
It was more it wasn't what I expected. It was more like a
Hit?
like a hit with like Dirty South
It's
beat.
the first sign.
And he had like a pop up in like Fairfax in Los Angeles. It is weird to me, like every time I see videos of like grown men like dancing, like I tell myself that's corny, but I probably would do the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
I saw, this is kind of irrelevant.
Go ahead.
But there's like a TikTok about what like considering things corny is just you, like, projecting what you want to do, like what you wish you can do. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not saying that. But like to a degree, like you can say things are corny,
Yeah.
but if you think someone hugging their wife in public is corny, then it's a little like you got to dial back what is actually corny and what you're just saying like you're jealous of.
Right. Your insecurities.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that's what you're saying with that, but or maybe I am.
I think it could be true.
Do you want to be like that?
I think I want to be like that, but I'm too aware of a situation where I'm
Yeah.
like, but it's corny.
Yeah. But like, how does Kanye get away with it?
With what?
Like, he does the corniest things ever.
It's like the belief in yourself. As long as you execute with 100% confidence,
That's crazy.
then you don't become corny. You become cool.
He's so violently confident in himself.
Yeah,
Impressive.
it is impressive. J.Cole, he's coming. Oh, Ivan's fed up already. He's done. Interlude was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Interlude was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was surprised he like the beat sounded sort of whack to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went with his
Yeah,
his
yeah.
sing song flow. I was like, okay, good job, you saved it for me. And then so I'm like, okay, his album's gonna be good as I expected, and then he came out with his documentary, which is did you see it?
I heard about it.
I guess documentaries can be 12 minutes long. I'm like, what? And he has parts in it. He had
It's the
parts.
signs.
He had a 5-part documentary in a
12
12-minute
minutes.
movie. Anyways, what he was talking about was the off season. The idea of the off season is like, what is it called? Sorry.
What?
The fallout, the downfall. What's his album called?
I thought it was the off season.
Is it?
Like I'm pretty sure it's off season. Maybe that's what he's calling his,
What's
like,
the fall off?
yeah,
Anyways, I think the premise
his
of
album. Just say his album.
I think the premise of this album is like, what he wanted to leave the greatest work before he left.
So he's done. He's retiring.
He's not saying it, but he's saying like, I wanted to make the best work that I can.
I think that's like a good way to retire. Like, you don't say you're retiring, but just say this is it, like how he's saying it. But you don't say you're retiring. So if you ever get that itch to go back, you could be like, oh, this is just like an EP or something.
Right.
And you never have to say like it's an album or whatever.
But
that's good.
And a recurring thing that he talks about is in the documentary. I feel corny just saying that. Get it? Is like work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, now that I have a kid, I need to have a schedule of like when I go to the studio, when I write, and he's like, he just talks about like how he's dedicated in that sense. Like,
Yeah.
this is like a sport to me. Like I'm putting in work to become the best rapper that I can be. Like I want to build up my skill, and that's what he's really.
That's good. That's good.
That sold me too. I was like, I like that. I like his thought process of, obviously it's simple. Like, yeah, of course you want to be the best rapper you can be.
But nobody says like I'm working on getting better like that.
Yeah. Like put in my 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I respect that. And then what else was there? Did you hear that he's gonna play basketball in Africa?
Yeah. It's kind of random. Doesn't he have a kid?
Damn, man. Don't be a kidist.
You're right.
It's just cool to see that different trajectory for a rapper.
Yeah.
What do you think? You still think it's gonna be a 7?
Yeah. All that for me to say.
I know.
7.
7 next.
I'm
I'm still waiting for the next big thing.
I think it'll be better than 7, but I'm not gonna.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, like if it's not, I'll be like, all right. If it's better, I'll be like, all right.
Okay.
You know.
Lastly, before we go, is there anything else? Anything you're watching? Anything worthwhile? I think there's something I'm watching. Where did I? Oh, I'm watching Mayor of Easttown on HBO. It's pretty good. It's a detective show. I recommend anyone who likes a good drama starring a great actor, Kate Winslet, go watch it. We watched Selena, which, I mean, once you watch the first Selena, I watched all Selena's. We're watching the Netflix one. I was like, oh, good. What else? Think that's it. Lastly, Evan.
I got something.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad.
Weren't you the guy that said no?
Yeah, but then I thought about it. I'm like, how can I say it sucks if I haven't watched it?
Yep.
I know I watched a couple episodes, so I can say like it's not for me. But then there's always people who say like, you haven't watched the whole thing. You can't say that.
Head whip.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure it'll be good later, but I just want to watch it so I can tell people Mad Men's better more.
Yeah. See, that's easier. Yeah. I need to do that too.
I'm forcing myself.
And then The Wire. I'm getting interested in watching it. What season does it become good? 2?
I think, yeah, 2 is when it's like, all right. Because there's a lot of characters and you have to learn like how everything works together.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a lot more about like how a city runs.
Right.
More than like Mad Men, where it's like what happens to these characters and like how they think and stuff like that. Like Wire does that, but it's a lot of like how the gang
World building.
Yeah, how a gang operates, police department operates, and like the back and forth, like setting up Wire, like the bureaucracy and horribleness that is like police trying to get their numbers up or down or whatever. Yeah. And then it's just like that. Just understanding how it all works and like fits together.
So once they lay the groundwork, that's when it gets really good.
Yeah. But it's good.
I just need to sell the misses on it. And it looks a little dated, right, in the beginning?
Yeah. I mean, it's always an ugly show, but it looks like you get over it once it gets good. And then like the characters in the city overpower it. Like the most dated part of it is like cell phones.
Right.
But they have like wiretaps, and I don't know how any of that works, so it's like new to me.
It's new technology.
Yeah. But it's good.
So
Power through it.
when are you gonna finish it?
What? Probably a couple days. That's all it'll take. No, I don't know. Whenever I can. Just episode a day, hopefully. But I'll power through it. That's how I watch most things now, ironically. Just like so I can say
binging?
No, just I watch it so I could tell people Mad Men's better.
Ah, okay.
Because Mad Men's better.
Wire is slightly worse than Mad Men? Or like a full point worse?
I think for those two, it's what you would prefer in a show.
Right, okay.
But Mad Men's just so like
yeah.
chef's kiss.
But like
delectable.
I feel so gentle. Those kisses. I feel like The Wire is more widely regarded as a. I shouldn't say that. I think more people like The Wire than more people like Mad Men, because Mad Men is like white people stuff.
Yeah, but Wire is more like. I think it's a way more important show to watch for like a person.
Right.
Because you learn how.
The bad things and good things.
Yeah, you learn how everything works because it's like the same in every city, I would assume, just better or worse. Mad Men's more like you get to learn how people act and learn how they are.
You make friends when you watch a Mad Men. You
Yeah.
get your best friends. Like,
yeah.
no one's your no one's a better friend than Peggy, you know?
Mad Men's for learning who you are. Wire's for learning how other people are. Learning how a city is.
Okay. All right.
And then Sopranos too. Sopranos is kind of dated because like Mafia's done.
Right.
But I think if you're like back then, if you were watching like all the Mafia movies that were coming out,
Yeah.
like if you kept up with Godfather and then Scorsese's stuff, and then you watched Sopranos, you would have been like, dang, this is the best show ever. But we're like way out of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like when in its day, Sopranos was like blowing your brains out.
but Sopranos is still good for like the characters because they deal with like a lot of like what Mad Men does, like
Yeah.
people who are damaged and how they act as a damaged person. Same thing with Sopranos, but how the mafia damages them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. Just dated.
I need to start watching some good shows. Mare of Easttown's good though. I think.
What?
No, you wouldn't like it. I was just checking your face, seeing if you would like it, but you wouldn't. Like it.
Thanks.
It's not good enough for you. I think it's like an 8, and I think you want like 9s and 10s.
I'm spoiled. Mad Men spoiled me.
Yeah, that you are. I remember when you said Blady.
The artist.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
You trash bag.
It's not horrible. You shouldn't be like, if this is what music is, then I don't want music.
I think, if anything, it's the very start of whatever's next.
Yeah.
But it needs a lot more refining of something. But it's just too noisy. It's too like starbursty. Like, ooh.
I love that. No, it's not that. It's like no, it's just robotic noises
Like
with
sprinkles.
it's
of
like
pop
a
rocks.
yeah. It's like metallic pop rocks.
Yeah, but like you eat pop rocks, like that was nice. You eat it again, like oh that was nice. Again, like all right, that's nice, but I'm over it. But then you keep eating it, like the 20th time, you're like, you just don't feel right. Like, you feel like your brain's about to. Like,
You're on a
explode.
sugar high.
Yeah, that's kind of what that feels like. I don't like that.
Okay. But I'm sure they make like downbeats.
Probably, but also the fan base is like white people.
Glitchy.
Yeah,
Do they call themselves the glitchies?
I hope not.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
They're probably the same people that buy Dogecoin.
Yeah, it's like the same like,
Generation
goth
Zeta.
people, like the goth people of like 2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
This is like who they are now.
Right.
Like that the cycle continues. This is the new generation. And like goth music probably isn't bad, but it doesn't sound the best all the time.
Right.
And it sounds like weird.
Isn't it techno?
Where they're like
Yeah. So good. I love those videos. They're always so good.
Yeah.
They never get old. So we get J.Cole by the time we talk next week? Or is it coming out?
I don't know.
When's J.Cole coming out?
What day is it? 15th? I think it's the 15th. It's
All right.
Thursday night, Friday morning.
Okay.
Fully dissected, understood, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll give it its 7 out of 10 rating.
Well, there it is, people. You know what to expect. This is the end of Peliculas with the Bros for today. We'll be back next week with another episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Please leave a comment. Ivan, we actually got another comment. They said something.
Is it a person?
It's a person who has 0 followers or subscribers. I think they put a timestamp and they put like weird characters. I'm sure that means something great.
Well, did you look at the timestamp?
No, I'm pretty sure it was a robot. Like a bot. The point is, we're getting interactions. Not like before where no one
We
would
could
come.
buy more interactions than this one per year.
Should we do that?
No. We have to stay pure.
Organic.
Yeah.
It's hard, you know.
For now.
I want to sell out sometimes,
We
but
can sell out, just not yet.
okay. Well, we'll be back next week. Please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. We're on all podcast platforms. Leave comments there. Leave 5-star ratings wherever you can. My name's Adrian.
My name's Ivan.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.